It's a 15-minute race for the Raceparts historic 750 Formula Series. 5-second board is shown. Oh, a lot of smoke coming from Sam Wright's car there, and a bit of creeping. They eventually all get underway. It's the Greg Catton Dyson that was briefly nose in front, but it's Sam Wright then that actually is going to lead into the first corner. Joe Zotto, I think it is, in second in the left-hand drive car. Yes, it looks like it is, as they make their way out of Paddock Hill Bend and up towards Druids for the first time in this race. In the earlier race we did have a red flag, so it went back to the result at the end of 7 laps. Tell you about who did what in a minute, but a spin there for the number 55 car. That's Chris Martin, I think, in his second ever race in the Centaur, so he's looking for a gap in the traffic to be able to rejoin, which he eventually finds pretty much right at the back of the field and just ahead of the number 10 car, which is Harvey Challen, also having his second ever race, having had his first at Donington Park in 2024, that in the Austin Special Hamlin Cadet. Father and son, his dad was out in the car in the earlier race. So towards the end of lap 1 comes Sam Wright, who was our race 1 winner from Greg Catton and Joe Zotto. That's how the classification was eventually resolved. The class winners were Wright, Greg Catton, Charlie Plain-Jones, and I don't think we had Gareth Cordy did win Class B. He was the only driver within Class B. So Sam Wright it is that's leading on lap 2 here. Joe Zotto is second, Greg Catton third, and he's got Richard Verheyden in Miss Moneypenny, the driver that commutes from the Alsace, right behind him. And the Reliant 850cc engined race kits Merlin that he's owned for just over 12 months, ex Gordon Wilson and Ian Grant car. There it is, and he's got a gap back to 5th position. Tim Sage there with the 42 car was a bit more into the thick of the action in the earlier race, but seemingly not able to be here in this one. Rest of the cars going through. Just having a look at who's leading in the Austin 7s at the moment. It's Charlie Plain-Jones who's leading in Class A from Nick Haywood-Cock within the Class A cars at the moment. Streaming over the line goes Joe Zotto, but streaming even faster was Greg Catton in the Dyson, number 31, but he was able to get through. And he's got to be mindful as well as Greg of Richard Verheyden, the 49-year-old from the French-Swiss border, just ahead of him, and now actually ahead of him and locking up there into the corner was number 8 Joe Zotto, the Swiss, and Joe Zotto has fallen to the back of that group now, I'm afraid, as a result of that moment. So the driver from Ittigen has dropped to the back of that group, and getting to the front of it now is Richard Verheyden in car number 6. Fantastic stuff. Sorry, 750 Formula Series recreating the decades gone by of the 750 Motor Club, historic 750 Formula cars, and other cars of similar performance, and of course the Austin 7s as well, which was really the grounding of the 750 Motor Club's creation back in 1939. Here they put a lap already on the car of Harvey Challen, that car lapping rather more slowly than some of the Class C cars out there that have just gone through, and indeed the Class D car with Greg Catton as well. But a great mix that we have here on the grid. More than 20 cars taking the start of the second race. 22 cars we had on the grid this time. There's the number 26, that's being lapped as well. That is Phil Livingston having his first race meeting in the ex-Clive Neal Austin 7. So it's the battle for third there. Greg Catton, number 31. Number 80 is Joe Zotto. Richard Verheyden's made a bit of an escape, really. And on that last lap, he was 0.4 of a second faster than Sam Wright. So Sam can't afford to rest on his laurels here. He's had 1 win already today. He had 2 last season in the car that John Village built to recreate the car that he raced in the 1970s. Sam taking over the car from partway through last season, winning first time out at Alton Park. There's a 10-second out of position penalty there for Greg Catton, number 31. So the car in third position has a 10-second penalty for an out of position start. We are hearing, and it did look a bit raggedy, that start to the race, and that's what's been adjudicated, that Greg Catton was going to get a 10-second penalty. Well, at the moment that will drop him down to 5th, I think, but as the gaps expand as the race goes on, it might only cost one position possibly, keep an eye on how the times work out. There's the 55 car going through. As the car spun, I'll put Druids on the opening lap of Chris Martin. So great to have a number of either brand new or relatively new drivers, different cars on the grid in the historic 750 Formula Series this weekend, and we good to see how they progress during the course of the year. It's only 3 weeks until their next race, which is on the National Circuit at Silverstone on the 10th of May. We'll look forward to bringing you those races as well on the Alpha Live streaming of the Sunday of that event. There's the race leader going through in amidst the traffic. Just coming up to lap the 55 car now is number 16 Sam Wright in the lead of the race. He's done the best lap of the race, a 1:00.65, but his last lap was a 1:02, and once you get into the traffic, of course, you have to sort of deal with the cars around you. Just lapping there the number 69 car, which is Mike Pickup in this race, having taken over from his son Hugo, the duo who are based in Suffolk, Bungay and Beccles. I think Hugo the quicker of the two family members, so that's allowing Charlie Plain Jones a more clear run to the Class A victory this time. But certainly a good run here for Wright. Does he continue to lose ground to Verheyen though, or does Verheyen continue to catch him? No, that time through Wright extends the lead by 1/10 of a second, so it's back up over 3 seconds now for Richard Verheyen in second place in the race kits Merlin, which is a modern-ish kit car in the spirit of the 1970s 750 Formula regulations, running the line 850cc engine that 750 Formula ran for very many years. 750 Formula still a thriving championship within the 750 Most Club. We saw it get underway at Donington Park a couple of weekends ago. Look forward to seeing more races from that category as well during the course of the season. Yeah, historic 750 Formula this year. They also go to Anglesey, Cadwell Park, Snetterton and Mallory. Well, they'll complete the season. Each year they have 2 handicap races as well. This year those will come at Cadwell Park and Snetterton, being the second race of each event there. Richard Verheyen in the middle of that shot in the race kits Merlin, trying to chase after Sam Wright in the lead, but that time through the gap's got out again to 4.8 seconds as Verheyen's been delayed a bit by the back markers. So there is lots of traffic to deal with in racing like this when there is a disparity of lap times. Interesting though that Harvey Challen car has improved its lap times by about 20 seconds during the course of this race so far, so that's good that Harvey is increasing in confidence. There's our Class A lead, that's number 22 Charlie Plain Jones, and he is in quite close contact with the number 33 car, which is the Class B Soul car. That's the supercharged Austin 7 of Gareth Cordy, the sometime Mazda 7 and Caterham racer. Here's the Dyson coming through, number 31. That's Greg Catton. He, of course, has that 10-second penalty hanging over him for exceeding track limits. And the other car that we can see there is the number 3. That's the fantastic Lotus 11 of David Rose, which is a very beautiful and welcome car on this historic 750 Formula Series grid. So 6 minutes of the race left to go. There is that David Rose car that spent some time in New Zealand, if I remember correctly. Ben Bolt is he about to be lapped this time? I've got a feeling he is by the race leader. He was a bit stronger in race 1, I thought, and was certainly strong out of the blocks. Ben Bolt, who was I think the leading performer in Class C over the course of last season, as adjudicated at the 750 Most Club Awards night last year. There is that Austin 7 of Harvey Challen, absolutely fantastic car. You can see he's sitting in a high driving position there. Yeah, that's just behind 22. Is that the 33 car of Cordy? It looks like it possibly is, or is that? Check on that. Oh, we've got one in the gravel now, and it's the race leader. Sam Wright is in the gravel trap, and he's out of the race. Oh wow! Richard Verheyen goes through into the lead of the race. We've just had a new fastest lap from Sam Wright, and he's off into the gravel trap, up at Clearways and out of the race. So Richard Verheyen takes the lead. Joe Zosso takes second position, I just wonder if we're going to get a safety car here, or if this will be managed under local yellow flags. So it's Greg Catton up to third, but with that penalty to be applied to him, Tim Sage up to fourth, Jörg Schneider into fifth, but the leader, I don't know how he's managed that. Yeah, just spun into the gravel is the notification I'm seeing. I think he's managed to do that on his own. So that's a great frustration. Looked like it was going to be 2 wins from 2 at the start of the historic 750 Formula Series season for Sam Wright, but he cannot add to the win that he had earlier on in the day. So just keeping an eye on the situation. It doesn't look like we've gone safety car yet. So the race continuing. Very slow car coming past our commentary position. There is the number 40 Jeffrey of Mike Henney, and he is dropping down the order because he was up in 7th position, but he's got some kind of mechanical issues, I think. Just seeing that car in the back of shot there, just going to pull off at the foot of Paddock Hill Bend by the looks of it, and we should be able to pull up behind the barrier if it makes it that far. So there's Richard Verheyden, number 6, and is that Joe? It is. It's Joe Zosso right with him. So we've got a new battle for the lead of the race. Then it's just coming through here. The left-hander, the 2 drivers that commute from the continent, they've just come through Graham Hill Bend. They've got 3 3/4 minutes of the race left to go. We've got Richard Verheyden in the lead. You've got Joe Zosso in second. They're about to head into the yellow flag zone, and then Richard Verheyden has spun! Going into the yellow flag zone, Richard Verheyden has spun the lead of the race away. Well, would you believe it? So it's Joe Zosso now that takes the lead of the race in the number 80 left-hand drive GNC Mark III, the Chris Jones car. It's the first time in the car this weekend for Joe Zosso, but he now takes the lead of the race in number 80. Now, where does Richard Verheyden manage to recover to in all of this? Just having a look out of my window, he is over the line in 2nd position, but he's lost, well, he's now 8.5 seconds behind the leader. There's only 3 minutes of the race to go, so I don't think he's going to make that time up, but he should be able to hold on to 2nd place here. But what a frustration that is for Richard Verheyden, who had 3 wins towards the end of last season at Croft and at Mallory Park, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to add to that tally here this weekend, as Joe Zosso, I think, has just put a lap on the number 13 car of Ben Bolt, who is nearly as fast as him and is trying to retake the place. So there's a lap between those 2 cars, but they were just going into a yellow flag zone, of course. Well, now a bit out of shape there is Joe Zosso, so I wonder if there's something down on the circuit that's maybe caused Sam Wright to spin, and for that moment for Richard Verheyden as well. 2 1/4 minutes to go. Ben Bolton laps himself, and there are probably 3 laps to go in this race. He doesn't unlap himself because Joe Zosso gets back ahead on the run into Paddock Hill Bend. It might only be 2 laps, judging by the lap times that they're doing now. So we've got 2 or 3 laps to go in this race. It's Joe Zosso, number 80, that's leading. Number 6, Richard Verheyden, still second. 31, Greg Catton is third. He's got a 10-second penalty, which I think is only going to cost him 1 position to Tim Sage here, because Jörg Schneider, the car that's 5th on the road, is well behind both of them. So there's the green flag waving as the cars come out of that yellow flag zone. So Ben Bolt sort of having a battle with Joe Zosso here, who... Does he get the last lap board? No, he doesn't get the last lap board, and I thought he might have done, actually, that time, because his times have slowed. But that lap was a bit faster than the one before, 103.952. Richard Verheyden's now... What's happened to him? Because he's disappeared from the timing screen. Has he had another moment? He's eventually come through in 3rd place, but Greg Catton has now got ahead of him, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to Verheyden. Of course, Catton will have that 10-second penalty to be added to his time at the end of the race. But I'm just wondering if Richard Verheyden's actually got a problem that's means that he's not going to get to the end here, because he's now being caught by Tim Sage in the number 42 car as well. Last lap board is being prepared now to be shown to Joe Zosso, who's making his way through Clark Curve up to the line. This is to complete lap number 14. So he'll go on to his 15th and final lap with only about 2 seconds to go on the time when he did so. So it's actually going to be about a 16-minute race by the time he takes the checkered flag. Yeah, 14 minutes, 57 seconds gone when he crossed the line. So Greg Catton goes over the line second, and Richard Verheyden is there in fourth now. So he's got a problem, hasn't he? That lap of 1:09. So Tim Sage through to third place. We're watching though Joe Zosso go past Mike Pickup in the number 69 Austin 7, the Ulster rep, and he is going to, I think, take his first win in historic 750 Formula. It'll be a fantastic result for him. Many congratulations to him for what's been a good drive. Obviously Sam Wright was leading the way, but put his car in the gravel trap. Up to the line he comes then. Joe Zosso is going to be our final race winner of the weekend here at Brands Hatch in the Raceparts historic 750 Formula Series. He takes the checkered flag to grab the win in the second race of the day for the historic 750 Formula cars. A great start to the season for them. Two very entertaining races indeed that we've had for them today. Greg Catton over the line second on the road with a 10-second penalty applied to his time. It's Tim Sage that's classified second. Catton will be third. Richard Verheyden, despite ailing towards the end, he's going to get fourth. Class A, I think, will be won by Charlie Plain-Jones, trying to figure out where he is on the circuit, but he's yet to come through. I think he's just heading through Clearways now. So he'll be through in a moment. So it's going to be Sage Zosso that wins Class C, Sage Class D, and Class A will be the domain of Charlie Plain-Jones. But he's yet to come through. I think he's just about to head out of Clark Curve, up along the Brabham Straight to take the checkered flag. Should see him appearing in any moment. Now there he is. Charlie Plain-Jones takes the checkered flag to complete our suite of class winners, with Gareth Corden winning the supercharged Austin 7 class. So let's see if we can give you the results at the end of that Raceparts historic 750 Formula Series, our final race of the day here at Brands Hatch. The win went the way of number 80. That was Joe Zosso. 50 laps completed in the DNC, and he was 18.6 seconds clear in the end of Tim Sage in second, number 42. Third place went the way of number 31 Greg Catton after adjusting his time to the 10-second penalty for being out of position at the start. Fourth went to number 6 Richard Verheyden, leading for a while but spun out of it. Fifth, number 65 Jörg Schneider in the Arthur. 6:47 Ian Elliott. That's a great performance from Ian in his second ever race, meeting the Jomo. 7th, number 13 Ben Bolt. 8th, 25 Timothy Bradley. Charlie Plain-Jones was 9th, winning Class A, and David Rose rounded out the top 10. Gareth Cordy was Class C, or Class B I should say, winner in the supercharged Austin 7s. Well, it's been a great day's racing here at Brands Hatch. Hope you've enjoyed it on the Alpha live stream. We've really enjoyed bringing it to you, and we'll have plenty more coverage for you throughout the course of the year, including in just 3 weeks' time at Silverstone. We'll also be at Pembrey at the end of May, so look forward to bringing you that. So from all of us here at Brands Hatch, at Alpha Live and the 750 Motor Club, do join us again at Snetterton in 3 weeks' time. But for now, from all of us here, it's good night.